Well, good afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here. Sitting out here in the Honda, and I'm going to do another little small mod. I'll call it a mod. I'm going to take this device, if any of you guys know what this is, and I'm going to remove one of the blank switch plates over here on the left console, and I'm going to put a momentary switch in hooked up to this. Let me know if you know what this is before the end of the video, because at the end of the video I'll tell you. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, this is step one. This is the left side, and this is the tire pressure button, reset button, and the traction control button. This panel just pulls out gently, but it just pulls out and allows you to gain access to the back of these dummy or blank switch plate covers or switch covers. And then there's just a little prong you push in gently on the back, and then that little plate cover, you guys can see here, just pulls right out. Not too bad. Anyway, that's step one. Okay, here's the next thing you need that will focus for me. There you go. It's a push button switch, a momentary switch. So you have your blank plate, blank switch plate, then you have your momentary switch. And I prefer, let's see if I can get this open. Let me turn you around here. Okay, so you've got your momentary switch. I'll open this up and I'll show you what it looks like here. This, that will focus, let's see, is a momentary switch with two connections on the back. You guys can see that. I don't know if that'll show up. That should show up pretty good. Anyway, the idea is to mount this momentary switch here in the blank switch plate, so it would fit on top like so, and there is plenty of room for it. So the next step is to drill a hole in this switch plate cover in the center. So that's what we're going to tackle next. Okay, we've got our hole drilled and our switch inserted into the blank plate. Now on the back here, as you can see these two prongs, I have to take that little circuit board I showed you earlier and solder those to these prongs, and then we'll mount it in the car. So let me do that, and then I'll show you what's coming up next. Okay, we're going to do a little soldering here. I got me a little jig set up, a little rigging to keep the wire on there while I solder it, so hopefully that works as I sit here and inhale this lovely odor. Those of you who've soldered before, you of course know what I'm talking about. Not a big fan of soldering. I'm not really very good at it, but hey, can't be that complicated, can it? Anyway, and I know you should be using flux and all kinds of stuff to make it flow, but I don't have any of that, so I don't think that came out too bad. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's wire number one. I will set up for wire number two, and if I was really good I would have had this set up already, right? But what can I say? This little jig thing here is working pretty good. It's not really a jig, I guess, but whatever it is, it's doing the job. So let's take this one off now, because I think it's pretty solid. It is. I'm going to set the other one in this crazy thing I have here. If you guys can see, this is just a glasses holder with some Velcro on it that I can use to hold the wire. Works pretty good. whatever works, right? Alright, we're going to see about getting the second one on here. As long as they don't touch, I'm golden. I don't know if you guys have figured out what I'm doing here yet, but more to come. Now I just have to figure out what I did with my solder. Huh. Boy, you gotta hate when something like that happens. Ah. I laid it on the floor. Right where I couldn't find it, of course. Alright, let's see about soldering the other side here. Just need to get enough on there to get it to hold. Of course, now it just wants to stick to the soldering iron here. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Get a little more on the other side. Probably should have quit while I was ahead, right? Probably now I'm dropping it on my shoes. Okay. I think that's beautiful. Beautiful. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's my attempt at soldering here. With my finger in the way. I think it came out pretty good. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next step, so stay tuned. Okay, we've got everything assembled. Not sure how well you guys can see this, but this is the momentary switch, which will go in the hole right here. And I'll snap it in once I'm done, which I'm not ready for that yet. So now all I have to do is mount the circuit board here, which is here, inside, and then connect the wiring. Actually, I'm going to connect the wiring and then mount it, but I need to cut these wires so that it lays right on the Velcro, and I'll just Velcro it to the inside because I'll have to change the battery occasionally. So we're going to get these wires on the momentary switch cut the right length, connect them up to the circuit board down here, and then Velcro it in, put the dash, which just snaps back in, together, and we'll be done. So stay tuned. I'll show you the finished product. All I'm going to do here is strip some wire, connect up to these wires, and then button it up. Okay, the switch is mounted. As you can see here, I haven't put the cap on it yet. And the circuit board is Velcroed down here inside of this cover. So we're going to put the cover back in, which is just putting these little nubs here back into the things on the dash. And then I'll show you the finished product. Okay, the job is finished. It took me longer than it should have. I took my time, probably spent about 2 hours doing this. If you haven't guessed yet, it is my solution to no Homelink. It's a button for the garage door opener. The circuit board is hidden behind the panel there, and you just push the button and the garage door opens. Pretty simple, really. This is what it looks like finished. It's just a little button here. I'm not sure I like the height of the button, to be honest. When I've done this in the past, I've used more flush-mounted momentary switches. This one is kind of tall, but you won't miss it when you go to hit it. I think it came out pretty good. It works pretty well, if you guys can hear this. That's the garage door back there going up. And we'll send it back down here in just a second. Anyway, I've done this in the past on a few other vehicles that haven't had or didn't have Homelink. I hate having to screw with the garage door openers up above. It's a pain. They're in the way. I just don't like them. I don't like the way they look. This is nice and clean, I think, and works quite well. And it's really not that difficult to do once you gain access to the back of the panel in any car. This just happens to be on the Civic. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Please let me know what you think. You ever done this before? Please click subscribe if you haven't before, and we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.